Good evening. It's Super Bowl Sunday, February 13th, 2022. And welcome to the houseofodom.com podcast. I want you guys to know you can check us out at www.houseofotem.com. And that's houseofotem, OTEM.com. You can check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and now TikTok. Just put in House of Odom and do your search. My name is Brian Glass, your host. But you can call me the Otem himself. And in case anybody didn't know, and one person actually asked a question, pretty good. Otem actually is from the Temne language. It means the old man or old gentleman. So in case anybody didn't know, www House of Odom means house of the old man or old gentleman. So now you know. And I wouldn't have told anybody unless they asked, and somebody did call and ask. So thank you for that. Today's topic, we're going to talk about the roles of men and women in a marriage. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion on it. I put it out there on the different social media platforms, Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And I got a lot of good feedback from it, and I took a lot of that information that was posted there, and it was some good responses. So if you guys get a chance to hit us up on those particular formats, I'll be updating them today. But if you get a chance, check them out and drop a comment, tag a friend. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say. If you know somebody who co-signs your opinion, tag them too. And I believe we're going to have a variety of responses that will be interesting. Okay, we're always up for a good dialogue. So, also we're going to announce the three winners or selectees, I should say, of the comedy show ticket giveaway. So, if you haven't heard by now, and I've put it out many times on many platforms, that we are giving away 2 free tickets, and there's actually a table for 2 front row seats at the Aries Spears comedy show. It's at the DC Improv on Friday, February 18th. Starts at 7:30, but you got to get there early. If you get there late, I'm giving it away to somebody else. So get there. I think it's going to be a good show. If you don't know about Aries Spears, he's a great comedian. He's been on Saturday Night Live. And check him out on YouTube if you need to. He's a great impressionist, very funny guy. So we're giving away 2 free tickets. That's a table for 2. So you guys will be sitting together. So again, back to our topic at hand. Before that, I will announce on this podcast who the winner is. I sent the email out and just waiting for the email to be returned. It'll be whoever returns the email first will actually get the tickets. So the email, if you guys are listening, and I'm going by just how the email is written, so I don't know what the actual name is. Wanda Sharp Jones, D Roberts 860, and Miss Colleton. So if your name is Marlena Colleton or D Roberts 860 at yahoo.com or wanda.sharp or wandasharp.jones. If you hear this and you have not checked your email, jump on that email and reply. If you do not want to accept the tickets, you don't have to reply, or you can give them away. Either way, I just need to know. So you guys, whoever's the first one to email me, it'll be timestamped. Let me know. But back to our topic. The topic we're going to talk about is what are the roles of the husband in a marriage and the role of the wife in a marriage. Again, we had a lot of good, responses on social media. Very, very good, educated and thoughtful responses. So you guys have to check those out. I'm going to give you my opinion on it. And again, it's just my opinion. So hopefully I don't get a lot of backlash over, my opinion, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway. You don't like it, Don't matter. So the role of a man or woman in a relationship, in a marriage, varies. So I'm going to give my opinion on the roles in the different forms of marriage, even though in the U.S. there's only one form that's actually legal, but you can live your life in any type of way. We do have people from other countries that are listening or subscribers. So other forms are legal there. So I'm going to talk about first the monogamous marriage, then we're going to go into polygamous marriages, and then polyamory. So monogamy, which is the legal form here in the United States, where you can actually get married and go to the courthouse and live your life. That's one man, one woman, man and one man. I guess two men, also two women. We're going to talk about polygamy, which is divided into two parts. There's polygyny, which is a man with multiple spouses, multiple wives, to be specific. There's polyandry, which is a wife with multiple husbands. So, and believe it or not, there are people practicing those marriage styles, I guess. So we're going to talk about those, and we're going to dabble a little bit into the polyamory thing. I don't know how that would work with polyamory, but I'm going to speak on it, and hopefully somebody will chime in and give some feedback on, what the roles are of the husband or second husband, third wife, whatever it is in polyamory. Okay. I can't speak on it because I don't live that life. And if you do speak on it, please be one that actually lived the life at least one time in your life. That's important because people want to know from experience. Or actually, you know what? You don't even have to experience it. If you know somebody who's living that life and you're a witness to it, or if you studied it some sort of way, you can chime in on it. I guess this is an open format, and everybody's opinion is valued. And I'm including in that same-sex marriages. Okay. I guess it'll be a little bit different because I don't know if you actually divide it up into a husband-wife combination, if it's the same sex, or is it husband-husband, wife-wife? I don't know. But you can talk about the roles that each one of you guys play in that particular type of marriage. Okay, so it's open to everybody. So the first part, and I'm going to speak on my perspective because I am a man. I was a husband. I'm a son, a brother. But as a man, I believe in that a husband should go by 3 P's, just to make it simple. And that's your job, your role is to protect first and foremost, provide, and procreate. Okay, and I think everything that a man is supposed to do in a marriage could fall under those 3. If there's others that fall outside of that, please let me know and comment. I don't know everything, but I'm going to simplify it. So to provide as a man, that's it is not as simple as people think. Providing just does not mean only protect from physical harm. Okay, when you protect your wife and children from physical harm, and also emotional and psychological harm. That includes the household, that includes the workplace, that includes school, outside on the playground. For your wife, the same thing. You must protect your family. So that means when you talk about the emotional protection, be careful of emotional abuse. Okay, that's created by you as a husband. And also emotional abuse that's created by the in-laws. We also forget that. You have to protect your wife, because ultimately, if you don't do that, you're not protecting your kids when they see your wife your spouse, their mother, being emotionally abused, or vice versa, you have to protect her by making sure that the children are being taken care of, because, mothers care about their kids. You protect her physically. Obviously, that's the easiest part, from physical harm. I don't know any man that would not do that for his wife. The providing part. As a man, of course, you need to provide for your family. That does not mean that you have to be the sole provider or you have to make the most money. I'm going to repeat that. As a man, you do not have to be the sole provider or make the most money. I would love, and I think other men should, set that ego aside, for your spouse to make more money than you. If you're making a lot and she's making a lot and she makes a lot more, that's fine. There's more money that goes into the household. But providing for your family is basically providing some type of revenue or some type of resource to keep your family afloat or prosperous. So it could be bringing home a decent salary, bringing home extra resources, having a side hustle. One of the things, though, and this is just me, if you're a man, you should not let your wife outwork you. She can out earn you. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. My wife, if I have one, feel free to out earn me, but you're not going to outwork me. So if you have a full-time job, she has a full-time job. If she's working extra, guess what? You better work extra. If chances are that, you might be down on your luck, maybe laid off or unable to find a full-time job, and she's working a full-time job, guess what? You better work 2 part-time jobs, maybe 3. Do not let your wife outwork you. Out earn you, maybe. If you got to have a part-time job and a side hustle, that's you putting in those work hours, then do so. Again, these are just my opinions. I just couldn't fathom the thought of my wife going out there and outworking me, unless I just could not work. But by all means, if she wants to out earn me, so be it. It's all coming back to the same family unit, the same household. Now in a polygynous relationship, I guess that would be, depends on, whatever dynamic you guys choose. You can have, the wives, multiple wives, bringing home more income. That's definitely a benefit to the family unit. You could have them working 2 part-time jobs while you work a full-time job. Or you can have 1 stay-at-home or 2 stay-at-home wives, but you must provide. Okay. If you're going to provide, obviously they're going to be your helpmate and your complement to what you're trying to do. So, the job of a wife is not easy, by any means. And if you counted what they did, even the housewife, if you counted what they did as a job, they probably would out earn you just by, the workplace equivalent. Child care provider, cook, house cleaner, you name it, counselor. It's a multitude of things that comes with being a wife and husband too. But just, I want to quantify, if I can, the magnitude of what a housewife is. So, when you're providing, just keep that in mind. Do not by any means downplay the contributions of your spouse. Now, in the case of polygyny, which is a man with 2 wives, they can contribute in a number of ways. Same with you, but ultimately the man is supposed to provide. Polyandry, that's a little different with 2 husbands. I don't know how that dynamic would work. Is it one main husband that's the provider, and the other husband plays backup? Second man off the bench, or or is it tag team? I don't know. Do they switch off? Do they rotate? Is it a three-way rotation? I don't know. But if there's anybody out there who is practicing polyandry with multiple husbands, wife with multiple husbands, please find me on social media, any of the platforms, and drop a comment, because I'm really interested to know how that dynamic work. I might even do a separate video and podcast just on polyandry and break it up a little bit, if I can get some participants in to contribute to that topic. So that'll be interesting. Now, in the part of polyamory, where any combination could fit, couples, triads, open marriages, whatever. Marriage is not a requirement, so that would be interesting to know how that all works out. Is everything equal? If you say it is, I'm going to disagree with you, because nothing's ever equal in a relationship. Going into a relationship thinking things are going to be equal, you've already started to fail. Okay, that's my opinion. But if anyone out there is actually in a polyamorous relationship, please let me know how that works. I'm very curious to see how that works. So going into the Procreate portion, that's simple. Obviously, as a man, that's your job to procreate. If you do not like children or you do not want children, that's your choice. But if your wife wants children, that's something you guys have to discuss, and hopefully you discuss that before you got into the marriage. I personally believe that children are a blessing. The more you have it. I gave children an it, but the more you have, the more resources you have, the more blessings you have, the more power you have. People are a resource, and I just believe that the bigger the family, the more power and resources that you have. Of course, it could be challenging, but that's my belief. So, if you're unable to have children, even think about adoption, or bringing in someone to be that. You need somebody to pass down. I think you need somebody to pass down your name, something to pass down generational wealth, which I know in the Black community does not happen enough. I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen at all or whatever. I just say it does not happen enough. We must create generational wealth, and what better way to do that than to have a whole bunch of children to continue on that line of succession. Okay, that's basically it. So before we get into the wives part of the role, I'm going to announce the winner. Someone quickly returned the email, and I'm going to say, let's see. Can we get a drum roll here? Do we have any drum rolls? Let's see. Okay, close enough. The winner is droberts860@gmail.com. Okay, yeah, I put his email out there because he didn't put his name on the subscription. So droberts860@gmail.com. You are the winner. You have 2 tickets, or tickets for 2 front row seats at the Aries Spears concert on Friday, February the 18th. It's at 7:30, I believe, but you have to get there early. I'll meet you there. So congratulations, and hope you have a great time. Thank you for subscribing, and everybody who participated, all our subscribers, thank you again. We will try to get more giveaways as we as we become more active, and hopefully COVID will slow down enough for us to have some good events. So there you have it. The winner is droberts860@gmail.com. Thank you for participating. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Women, yes. Here's where you get the backlash, fellas. Don't ever try to act like you know what a woman is thinking. You will fail. you will fail. But I'm going to give it a try anyway. So, this is my opinion. Again, I'm gonna keep saying that. The role of the woman in a relationship, and I'm specifically talking about monogamy right now. In a monogamous relationship, a woman's role is to be that helpmate. If the man is supposed to be, the husband is supposed to be the leader of the family, the woman is supposed to be the helpmate. She's also supposed to be the nurturer of the family unit. I think women should use things that they are gifted with. Okay, and I'm gonna say this. Here's where I get the backlash. I think the more we accept that men and women are different, the better off we are. We're different. We're built differently for a reason. Men are men for a reason. We act a different way for a reason. You know, women the same way. That does not mean that you're any better or lesser of a person. It just means that you're playing your part. You know, whatever gifts that you have, you take that and you become a complement to the other part. Same goes for men. You know, and like I said, every family dynamic is different. You know, some men may not be strong suited for certain things, and the women may take up the slack. You know, I just said that, you know, we do have to acknowledge the contributions that women give in the family unit. Okay. As I said before, if you make a workplace equivalent, whether they're a housewife, they are truly a great asset to the household. Okay. So men, one thing I failed to mention, leading a household. Men, your job is to lead. Okay. That's in the providing and the protecting part. I'm going to squish that into both. And it does not mean that you are the boss. You're not the boss and she's the employee. It just means that, you know, as she comes into your family and you create a family, you know, you should have the ability to create a plan, a goal. What are your goals for your family? What is your objectives to reaching your goals? If you don't have a plan for your family, that's a shortcoming as a husband, but it's not necessarily too bad of a thing. It just means that you're going to probably need a wife who can complement you, you know, use their skill sets. You know, that's the good thing about having a marriage. If you have two people who can complement each other with their different skill sets. Okay. Getting back to the women, being the helpmate does not mean that you're the servant. You know, we talk about that word submission, or being submissive or submitting. And it gets a lot of women in an uproar because I think a lot of people don't know what it is to submit. You know, women, wives submit to their husbands, but husbands submit also to their wives. Okay. When you talk about submitting, it goes both ways. It's just done in different ways. I remember a comedy stand-up that Chris Rock did, comedian Chris Rock, and he was mentioning about marriages, and he said, if you're married, you're in the service business. Your job is to serve your spouse. That means that the wife serves her husband. The husband serves his wife. Okay. And you do that in different ways. But one thing I will say, women, embrace your feminine energy. I won't go into what feminine energy is because, again, I'm trying to avoid just a little bit of a backlash, but I'll get somebody on here one day to talk about what feminine energy is. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of women that are well versed in that particular subject. So maybe I can coax them into coming on and doing a podcast with me. But yeah, everybody, you should have a compliment. If you have, for every skill set that a man has, the woman should have a compliment, and vice versa. You should compliment each other in every way. And if you don't, find a way to compliment each other. This is probably a bigger topic than we'll do here in this little bit of time, but yeah, that's not monogamy. So the woman's job in polyandry would be different because it's one woman with two men. I can't speak on that, but I'm open for somebody to come in and comment about what your roles are in a polyandrous relationship, which woman with multiple husbands, and also in a polygynous relationship. Now, I could tell you in a polygynous relationship because that's a traditional type of relationship, and whether you like it or not, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, that is the oldest form of marriage. Yes, it's the original form of marriage. Husband with multiple wives. Obviously, that's a whole new conversation that we'll get into later on down the line, but the roles are the same. In a monogamous relationship, you have the same thing you would have in a polygamous relationship or polygynous relationship. The wives' roles are the same. The husband's roles is the same. The only difference is you have two wives or more in that same role, complementing each other, helping each other out. And God, that's like becoming a force. But anyway, anybody in a polygynous relationship right now, please comment, chime in, check us out on any of the social media platforms, and let us know your perspective on that. I like to hear from somebody who is in that particular form of marriage. Okay, could be somebody from overseas, outside the U.S., or somebody here in the U.S. I know it's not legal, which means you can't have a court marriage or marriage certificate, but people can live the way they want to live, and the government should stay out of a person's marriage. Yes, stay out of the business of marriage, government, unless somebody's getting hurt. Okay. So, again, if you guys have any comments that you want to talk about in regards to roles in a monogamous marriage, a polyandrous marriage, a polygynous marriage, or even in polyamorous, please drop a comment again on our website. You can hit us up on our email, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, TikTok. You can go on to our website to find out what those are. Just search House of Otem, OTEM. Very easy. Let us know. I did put it out on social media in my private page, and got a lot of good feedback from it. A lot of people have put some time and effort into it. So I appreciate all those who contributed. I'm going to also, again, thank everybody who subscribes to our website, who has subscribed to our website in the past. I appreciate it, and just keep up with me. We have some things coming up down the line, some events, some very, very fun events, and we're going to be doing some giveaways. So keep in touch. Please share our YouTube and our podcast. If you have a comment, you can hit us up again online, OTM, houseofotem.com, email house.otem@gmail.com, and our social medias. If you want to call us, we have our 1-844-856-5929 is our toll-free number. Again, that's 1-844-856-5929. If you have another topic that you would like to discuss, we are open. Drop us a line so we can talk about it. And by all means, share. I'd like to see what your opinion is. So, as always, thank you. And
you're listening to the houseofotem.com podcast.
And we'll see you again at the next one.